Hi, we're here today to look at some Ulanzi products that I got, and we'll start with this one first. So what this one is a cell phone mount. You can see it opens up. It's all metal. I assume that tightens that down. Yep, it does. So we'd stick the cell phone in here, and it's a metal base, and we'll come back to this one because I'm actually talking to you or recording this video on my cell phone now because I got my ZV-1 sitting here for other demonstration reasons. So we'll come back to this guy. We can do this LS01. Okay, and this is pretty simple, and I've been using something like this already in my vehicle. It just it's got a clamp here. We'd clamp it onto a board or a desktop or something like that, and it actually extends. So it extends out pretty far. Okay. Oh, I know what I want to do. Hang on a second. So I went and got my tape measure so we can see that this extends out about 40 inches high or whatever. And its shortest is about 17 inches. So it goes from about 17 to 40 inches. Now, what I've been doing is been putting my Sony ZV-1 on the end of it, and it's got a ball head, so you can see you can put it in all kinds of different angles and stuff like that, which is kind of nice. Next up, let's open up this desk panel lamp. It's called the K3. That's the LED light. See the back of it, the front. But actually, this is the part that interests me most. It's got a base. And it's got a riser pole. So that goes onto the base. And of course, this is designed for the light to go on top of it. But me, how I never use things as intended, you can see my Sony ZV-1 camera could also be mounted on the end of this. So you can see they give you a screw that screws in to the bottom of the base that would secure this in place. So you can see the screw there. So you can see the pole here is about 12 inches tall. The light is about 7.5 by about 5 inches. The light could be battery powered, which I guess this is not charged yet, or AC powered. They give you an AC adapter. I'm not going to fire all this up just yet. We're going to keep on moving on here. So next up, we're going to look at this LS06 flexible arm. Okay, and it's basically two pieces, two poles. Okay, quarter 20 screw female, quarter 20 screw male. Okay, again, quarter 20 screw female, quarter 20 screw male. So you can do it either way. You could put it like this with the short one on the bottom, or you can put the short one on top and screw them together. Okay. Put them together like that. It works out to be about 23 and a half inches. The short pole is about 10 inches, a little less, 9.75. The long pole is about 14 inches, a little less, 13.75 or whatever. Okay. And of course, which is why I've got this out, my ZV-1 camera can go on the end of either the long or the short pole. Okay, and again, they've got the ball heads out there, so you can go all kinds of angles and stuff like that. And if you put them together, you can do something like this. So you can do all kinds of stuff, and yeah, tighten everything together. The real trick or use for something like this would be for like photographing or videoing documents, where you'd have this mounted and looking down at a document. Now, the LS01 here, okay, which we saw earlier, if you notice, the LSO6 can mount to it. Making it, you could put this on a tabletop for this, and you could really do the look down or whatever on this, or wherever you want to point the ball joint. We'll have a look at the LSO8. I suspect it has a lot in common with the LSO6. Okay, this has 3 elements. A shorter tabletop or whatever amount that you can come down to. It's shorter than the, this is the one that came with the LSO8, and this is the LSO1 mount. You can see the LSO1 is considerably bigger. So these are the 3 elements of the LSO8. It's got some adapters here, which we'll get into. So let's come back to this small Ulanzi ST27 cell phone mount. Okay, I've got my cell phone here. Put the phone in, and we can tighten this knob. And you could see the mount could rotate. And I can tighten this knob back here. I get it in position. And since this is a 1/4-20, this can go on to the end of any of my Ulanzi poles here, or mounts. So I could do something like this. And there, I can have my cell phone on the end of one of these Ulanzi poles. Actually, any of them, because they all pretty much work the same. And they got the ball head, which I can swing it around in all kinds of different angles. So this is kind of cool. Okay. I guess if you wanted to, you can even do something like that. You know, all kinds of possibilities here. Of course, You could mount the phone the other way if you want the cameras out, or if you wanted to use the phone. You'd mount it facing you this way, and do what you have to do on the phone. So, flexible goodie. And again, this Ulanzi mount is all metal. Okay, pretty secure. Now, they do make the same kind of mount, I forget the number of it, for the Apple tablets and iPads or stuff. I'm not a big Apple guy, but I know somebody who is and would be interested in the Apple version of this mount. But again, it would mount the same way. Okay. Now, something I should also point out about this mount here. Take it off. Okay. Now, if you can see, it also has 1/4 mount screws here. So you could actually put any of these Ulanzi products that way. Okay. And I guess if you wanted to, you could have this mounted somewhere on a vehicle or whatever, and you could be using your phone just like this. So there's lots of flexibility here. Now, coming back to the Ulanzi or VIJIM K3 stand for the light, doing the mix and match routine, we could also mount the phone on here. Okay, and for whatever reason, if you wanted your iPhone videoing on a desktop or whatever, you can see that that can be done. So again, the way all these parts you can kind of mix and match them is what interests me most. Is I'm not stuck into one fixed thing here. I can assemble it basically for whatever fits my needs. Okay, and of course this stuff will work in-house or out-of-house in the automobile, and we could look at some automobile applications later. So I've set up the K3 desk lamp, and you can see it's an area light for when you're photographing things or whatever, or this could be your face here. Okay, I've got more than one of these lights. Okay, but it's an area light for doing photo shoots or video shoots or whatever. Okay, it'll light up your subject. Okay, I do this trick a lot. Okay, but in my case, I can also just turn on the in-house lights, and then what I also do a lot when I'm videoing or photoing is this would be like a fill light, okay, on the subject matter. So you can have your in-house lights on and your fill light on your subject. Okay, just basic 101 lighting, but So this is the Ulanzi LED light, and you can see there it's got an intensity knob. So let's look at this again with the Ulanzi light, and you can see I can turn up the intensity. You get a bright light on the subject, or if it's too bright, I can turn it down. Okay, but here's the other trick you can do with this, is if you're noticing, you can kind of change the color of the LED light, okay, to from like a bluish light to like a daylight to like an orangish glow. Okay, so you could also play some lighting games with both color and intensity. So it's pretty flexible, kind of neat. You can see the controls back here. Change the color, change the brightness. And of course turn it off. So another thing about this Ulanzi K3 stand is it does pull out and expand. So these goodies out of the way. Depending how you want to measure this. Okay. That's probably, I don't know what you would call 11.5 inches. And it expands out up to a 31-inch height. So anywhere from 11